Welcome to the latest edition of Irish from 3. I'm Jason Holcomb, joined right now by girls head coach Jefferson. Coach, got another big region win this weekend, staying undefeated in the region, moving to 9-2 on the year. What did the girls, based on some of the things that I've seen, it seems like y'all continue to try to bring that defense, try to bring that energy, but what did you see out of the girls that helped us to another win?
It definitely was focused on the task at hand. Dooley was ranked number 10 in our class. They really got up for the challenge, and we really brought it Saturday.
That's fantastic. I get so excited when you have these big matchup games, especially when they're at home and we're able to bring home the bacon, so to speak. For this coming week, which we'll talk about in a second, there's going to be some more region tests coming up. But what is the main thing that you've seen so far through these first 11 games with the girls that has you so excited?
That basically they can face adversity and overcome it. We had some foul trouble this Saturday with Bree and Terry, both of them fouling out. But they picked up 3 fouls early in the first half, and a lot of the young girls, players coming off the bench, they all came with the same energy and really pushed the lead up and just kept it and maintained everything that we needed to do.
That's what we love to hear. But before we go and check out next week's games, let's take a look at this week's Optum Player of the Week. All right, Coach, it was so exciting to see that list come out, to see that you have somebody not just ranked in your region or not just ranked in your classification, you had somebody ranked in the nation.
Yeah.
And to see Terriana recognized for her work that she's done thus far, I know that has to mean a lot, especially since it's coming from the defensive side.
Yeah, she's definitely a difference maker. When girls see her down there, they think twice about coming down to try driving the paint on her because, she's probably going to block it 9 times out of 10. So she did pretty good with that Saturday. I think she had 4 or 5 blocks as well. So she's keeping it going.
And I love seeing her energy. It seems like this year she has more energy than I've seen in years past. What do you attribute that to?
Just telling her that she needs to play harder. She's going to be the biggest player on the floor 9 times out of 10. And she has to make her presence felt and just let everybody know that she's there. So that's what she's been doing, basically. She loves being physical. She says that all the time.
I love that. I love that. And you can never not make good on having somebody down low,
right,
controlling that paint. I don't care how much of this 3-ball stuff that they talk about. If you don't have somebody getting those rebounds, it doesn't matter.
Definitely.
Well, Coach, we don't get to focus too much on last week's games because those are in the past, and we got to be thinking about what's coming up next. And what's coming up next is a home contest with Johnson County, and we're heading into this really big stretch run over these next couple weeks of region games. What do you guys have to do to keep that momentum building and to keep staying out in front of everybody?
Just continue to do what we're doing, playing hard, playing defense, and just playing with a lot of energy and effort. That's the biggest thing. We're going through the second time around with Johnson County on Tuesday. Be the first time we play Wheeler County. It's a makeup game. Montgomery County will also be second time around, and then West Lawrence on Saturday. It's a tough stretch. And high school kids usually don't play 4 games in a week, but the girls, I think they're looking forward to it. I think they'd much rather play games than practice.
Yes,
so
yes.
We're excited and we're ready. I think we'll be all right.
As someone who played some high school athletics back in the day, I would tell you real quick that I would much prefer to play a game than to practice any day of the week, especially when them suicides come into the equation. But we want to make sure that you guys come and check these ladies out. They're doing some phenomenal work. Looking forward to hopefully seeing them get into those rankings here in the next little while because the record keeps improving. If you want to check everybody out this week, the place to go is going to be Eventbrite. That's where you're going to pick up your tickets. We're going to include the link in the info below. Also want you to know that if you're not able to come to a home game, the home games are all being streamed live. That's thanks to Mr. Ellenberg through NFHS. His class is doing a fantastic job. Also going to include that link as well. We want you guys to support these Lady Irish and these Irish as they continue to march on through this season. It's going to be a crazy one regardless, even if COVID wasn't involved, because it's first year in Class A and we're seeing everybody playing real hard. But make sure that you check everybody out. And when we come back, we'll be talking with Coach Ben Smith on Irish from 3. Welcome back to Irish from 3. I'm Jason Holcomb. I'm joined now by boys head coach Ben Smith. Coach, got another big region win. I feel like all of these are tests in some form or fashion. They're testing us in some way. What did you feel like was the big test with Dooley County, and how did it make the Irish better moving ahead?
Dooley County they have a tradition of winning, and anytime you play a team like that, that's probably, their crowd, their following probably was the biggest we had all year, which speaks from the type of program they had. I think they came into the season preseason top 10 as well, and they were previously undefeated. So of course our guys were excited to play that game, and they were a team. They didn't have one big guy, but they had size across the board, and they play a lot of 5-out, which challenged us to play defense a little differently because our bigs weren't used to playing guys where they got to chase around the 3-point line. So that presented a new challenge, which was great for us because it's going to be a lot of nights or a lot of teams in single A who won't necessarily have one big guy, so they play guards who are big enough to play a big man position as well. So it just gave us a chance to try different lineups, 4-guard lineups, some we haven't really tried this year, but I thought as a group we adjusted to that and played. Still was able to put our style of game even with the different personnel groupings.
Yeah, it seemed like we were still pretty easy to impose what we were wanting to accomplish out there on the court, even with the different lineups, and that gets me excited because, as you well know, when you get into those playoffs, I'll never forget when you guys went to the playoffs one year when you were playing, and we had to stick Chris all the way down on a big when we were in Savannah. So you had one of your best shooting guards having to play down low on the post, and that was a strange thing, but he was the tallest guy we had. So I know that you've experienced that at the high school and the college level, so that's really cool. But before we get too deep into next week's games, let's go ahead and check out our Optum Player of the Week. All right, Coach, you talked about Tay having a broke hand and coming back. Like I talked to you in the pre-show, that's nuts in basketball because that's your lifeblood right there. What does that say about Tay and about his willingness and want to come back and be part of the team?
It shows that he's a tough young man, as most of our guards are. That's one of the things, as a group, as a team, we want to pride ourselves on being tough, not necessarily physical. Of course, physically, but mentally as well. A lot of coming back from that is having the mental toughness, getting out there and trusting that you're healed and playing and not going to hurt yourself again, and just coming back for his team. He was eager to get back. He got his cast off maybe Wednesday or Thursday.
Wow.
While he was hurt, he came in here the last couple of weeks and did some conditioning with the team. Again, shows commitment. Even though he couldn't get in the drills, we ran the suicides or gassers. He would come in here, run a couple miles up top. So he did everything he could to prepare himself for that moment if he was able to get the cast off, and he was. And of course, he was a little rusty, but I thought he played well, especially under the circumstances.
And what does that speak to the culture that we talk about the new Dublin all the time, and I remember last year that was a real catchphrase, and that's kind of stuck, but I know that speaks to more than just, hey, this is Coach Ben's team, and this is the Dublin that's coming out with Coach Ben. What do you see out of this new Dublin when you see something like that?
It's just that they get it. It's not, like you say, it's not about me. It's more of just was showing them the way, and now, like in any program, year 2 has been just a different. You have guys who it's an expectation and they know that and they hold each other accountable, and just certain things maybe they might have not done before, like they expect to do that now. So it's just as a group, it's not just Tay, I think, and we're not there yet. We're not where we could be, but as a group, everybody's just holding each other a lot more accountable, and it's just growing into what one day I hope, envision it, and continue to be an upstanding program.
Well, it's working out well right now. Irish are ranked number 2 in the state right now in Class A, but we can't rest on our laurels. We've got a big stretch run coming up here in these next couple weeks, and we start off tomorrow with Johnson County. Talk about the things that you're wanting to see out of the guys as we face the Trojans again.
Oh, well, Johnson County, we're ready to play that game. We felt the first time we went there, we was able to come out with a victory, but we're really, going back to our culture, we're really honest with ourselves. We don't think that was our best performance. Johnson County, to their credit, they actually outplayed us. They just didn't win the game. that might sound crazy, but it makes sense if you're involved in the sports world. So we want to play better, and just keep getting better at each game. We're halfway through the season now. So it's again January. We want to start building each game and start peaking toward February and March.
Well, Coach, it's going to be kind of crazy as these games have to be put back in. I know Truetland County game that we had to postpone has been rescheduled. I think it's the 20th. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And so this is going to be kind of strange territory for the guys, because I know routine is so critical to all athletes. How do you manage all this flux to make sure that they still keep that routine in their mind?
You just stick to what you do as much as you can. Things change. That's life. You got to change with life. You got to adapt, not complain. Fortunately for us, we have a deep team. We literally probably could play all 13 guys. At some point of the year, every guy has played over 10 to 12 minutes a game. So hopefully, while we playing those, like next week we play 4 games. We got 3 games next week. We have enough guys where we could try to keep them fresh and get them in and spot minutes. Maybe one guy might play this much one game. He might not play as much the next game. So stuff like that. And for his routine, keeping them mentally, it's still basketball, but it's practice or games. We coming out here to compete. We want to win every drill. We want to win every game. So that's our driving force. So if we're tired, we still got to find a way.
Well, you making me want to find a way. I'm going to be putting on my gym shorts and go running around the neighborhood here in a little while, getting me all pumped up. But we want to make sure that you guys stay pumped up for the Irish and the Lady Irish all season long. Eventbrite is where you're going to go to get the tickets for the Johnson County game. We're going to have those in the comments below. We want to make sure that you click on that, buy those tickets, come here and support. Limited ticket supply, 400 tickets, and we're very strict with that. Once it gets to 400, you got to watch it on the TV, which, by the way, we can offer this year. NFHS, Mr. Ellenberg's class is offering live stream on NFHS. You're going to click on the link that we have below. It's simple, it's easy. The cool thing is you also get to watch all the old games too. So you get to stream all the stuff that we've done. And whenever you're a partner with NFHS, you get to stream all of our sports content. We're hoping to continue to add to the library all year long. Want to thank our folks at Optum for all that they do to keep our guys healthy, help people like Tay get well, and we want to make sure that you guys continue to support these Irish and Lady Irish as they continue to try to make a historic run with Irish from 3.